positive, something that's uplifting people, empowering people. Okay, so wow, we haven't recorded in so long, so I'm like, what the fuck? All right, welcome back to another episode of The Least Favorite. I'm your girl, Natalie, and we are back with Angel. Yay. And Jar.
Yo.
Hi.
What's up?
Thank you guys for coming. Before we start, though, we're going to do the topic in the bowl, but I wanted to first, take a moment and just, address certain things. Because I feel like I don't really talk to people. I'm always just, right into the conversation. But we had our first viral video on TikTok and Instagram. And I was like, oh shit, I don't even think I really took that moment in. And immediately after, when we were getting all the views and all the comments, I stopped using Instagram. And it was weird. And Anthony was like, do you still even want to continue the pod, or do you want to just what are you trying to do? Because we had our first viral video and then you delete Instagram. Why would you do that? And I was kind of just I don't know. I just want to take a moment and really see if this is something I'm ready for and see if this is something I still want to continue. And I was kind of in my head about everything. But now I feel like I'm always asking, and I don't know how religious either of you are. Are you religious? We spoke about it a little bit, but I don't really know.
Not too headstrong on it, but I would say a bit, yeah. More than a bit, really.
So I was kind of I'm always asking God to give me signs of should I continue doing this? What's my purpose here? What am I really trying to do? Is my purpose even strong enough? What are my true intentions behind it? Because if it's not authentic, I don't want to continue doing it. And I just feel I took some time away and I realized a lot of things, and I kind of want to get into it with you. So one of the things I noticed when I took my social media break was it's so easy for you to get lost in your own world when you're not connected to your phone. Mm-hmm. And that's mad, crazy to me. All I was doing was watching fucking reruns of Basketball Wives and fucking, just reading books. I wasn't doing shit. So people were, at work talking about certain things happening. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? I don't even know, what's going on. But there was, a peace in that. And I just want to know, how do you guys view social media impacting your ability to just really focus on you and what you want to do? You know what I'm trying to say? Does it have a big effect on you?
Yeah, I think it has a big effect on everyone, even those who don't use social media, because it affects those around you regardless. So you were saying, there was a point where you weren't using it and you not felt left out, but you were kind of out of the loop because everybody would talk about topics that you didn't know. So whether you use it or not, it affects you because it affects someone. Social media affects people in general. I feel anytime you unplug, you realize certain things, because then you're left with, you don't have to scroll on Instagram. You're not on TikTok. You're left with your daily life and then anything you would do without social media.
Yeah.
I feel it's important. I wouldn't say important, but it's a tool. It keeps you updated with current events. It keeps you close to your loved ones. It even keeps you up to date with entertainment and stuff like that. So it could be a big plus, but if you let it consume you, it can also be a big negative, right? So, because on one side, it's you're podcasting. It's the way to market your podcast. Learn a lot more and embrace a lot of the world around you.
But then in that, it's you start comparing to other, and the comparisons are what fuck things
I
up.
feel and I'm going to say this in Spanish because it came to me in Spanish, but todo en exceso hace daño. So everything in excess is a problem, right? It's you can drink, sure, but when you're drinking too much, it's an issue. Mm-hmm. You can be on social media, sure, but when you're doing it too much, it's an issue.
Yeah.
So I feel if you find the balance between your regular life and what you do on social media, especially, it's even better if it's something productive, then you'll be okay. It's more of a balance. I'm very, very big on that word.
Yeah. Do you have a good balance?
It's different for me because I really use social media with intent. What am I use it personally for. What'd you say?
I was intense. That was a good word to use for it.
Intent.
No, that was a good, yeah.
In terms of if I'm not feeling motivated, I look for certain things that might get me motivated, keep me current, or even fresh ideas I'll get from social media. So I don't use it. It depends. Some people really let social media run their lives. I don't. But if I'm feeling in the creative sense and I need something to kind of motivate me to come up with new ideas or whatever it is, I'm going to go straight to social media, TikTok and stuff like that. That's going to help me kind of navigate it through.
It can be a powerful tool.
Absolutely.
Use it to your advantage.
And me personally, I don't really like social media, but I use it as a tool just because of, I promote and stuff like that. So I definitely use it for, like you said, marketing. I use it to market myself, figure out different avenues to market with and different ways to market. So like, it really just depends on how I use it, but I don't really use it for like pleasure, like on social media, like, oh, let's see.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I just be like filtering.
I totally do. I'm not gonna lie.
I've unfollowed a lot of people. Like, have you gone on those? I've gone on binges of like unfollowing mad people, even people I'm cool with, but it's like,
that's why.
It's like, no, not even cool, but like, those people that but you don't really know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of like, we don't even show each other love. So what am I, like, why do I have you here? It doesn't even.
That's dope that you bring that up, because like, I was talking to my little brother the other day. He's like, isn't it weird if you unfollow somebody you know, or you like block somebody you know, or whatever the case is?
No.
I'm like, it shouldn't be weird. And he was like, if you block me, I'm taking it as you hate me.
Okay, but that's different.
But sometimes, like, even if you unfollow, like he was referring to anything like removing off social media. I'm like, sometimes you just don't feel like, you need to see what that person's posting. Other times, maybe you're like, you know what, I kind of want to be more selective of who sees what I'm doing and what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's weird stuff, but I don't think it always has to be that way. People make it that way because social media has become like real life to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you?
Living your life on social media is crazy.
It is
crazy.
But is it?
But like, oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
Also back to your point, like where you were like, what is your purpose? My mom said something to me and I actually posted it a while ago. It's like, sometimes the sign to keep going and the sign to stop could look exactly the same. It's just how you perceive it. It's just how you perceive the message. And that stuck with me. Like, she'll tell me, like, because she's religious.
Yeah.
Sometimes God will give you a sign to slow down or to keep going. It's just to see how much you really fucking want it. Is if it's like overwhelming and you're like, oh, fuck, is this a sign I need to stop? Or is it a sign that like, this is what it comes with? Are you ready for this? Get yourself ready and prepared for this shit.
You just gave me mad clarity, because I feel like that's what it was. Like, we went viral and then I was like, I want to delete Instagram. And it's like, but why?
You were just like,
I was just like, I'm good. Like, I need a break. But it's like, anybody else would be like, oh shit, my first viral video, let me post more, let me create more. And I didn't have that. So I'm like, oh shit. So then when I took the break, I was like really like praying on it, thinking about it, like, all right, am I ready? Do I want to continue? And I feel like that's okay too, to take some time away and just see, like, reevaluate things. Because again, that's a big responsibility. And like, now, there's pressure that comes with that, or maybe feeling like, oh God, I got to do it again. But like, I wanted to make sure that I don't even have that. I don't want the pressure of like, okay, so the next clip has to be viral too. And
looking for the next viral
moment.
No,
I want to just continue being authentic. And if something else goes up, cool. But I had to like reflect on that and really make sure that's how I felt about it. So, I mean, I think breaks are good. But I actually want to implement it like once a month. Maybe do that.
A break? Yeah, you could, yeah.
Once a month. Like at least for a few days throughout the month. Just
whatever feels right to you. Do you believe... I had one for each of you. I don't know why. Because you mentioned that your mother said something about how you perceive things. Do you believe that perception is reality?
For me, yes. My perception is my reality, but your perception might not be the same. Absolutely.
Yeah. I believe that 100%. And I heard this quote the other day and I was like, damn. When I hear stuff like that, I'll be stuck for a while. I'm like, damn. And I thought, so what you perceive can be reality, but it can also backfire, because you can perceive one thing one way. I mean, and it is your reality. When people go like, oh, your truth. Yeah. It is how you perceive things. In that aspect, then things are a lot more vague than when like you deem it. Like I can't say, oh, this hookah is bad, and then you say it's good. That's how we perceive it. So what is it? Is it bad or good? Or does it have to be one or the other? Or is it bad to me, good to you?
Yeah, I don't believe it has to be one or the other. I'm very much in the gray area of things.
Yeah, I live in the gray, man.
But I think that's what allows me to have the empathy that I have sometimes. And I'm able to get over things a lot faster than most people. And I don't really hold grudges.
Right.
Like, I'm good. Because I understand, like, you're going to have your perception and that's your truth. We always say, yeah, your truth. Right. You're going to always go through life with that narrative. And I cannot convince you of anything else differently. So it's like, fuck it.
But I believe that we're all on the same page there with perception and reality. I believe that allows us to see different perspectives due to the fact that we believe that everyone's perception is their reality. Yeah. So you might be able to see, like, I can understand how Jar's seeing that. Because I know that I'm seeing how I'm seeing things is how I see them and how I believe them. And vice versa. So that allows you to be more fluid, I think, in your way of thinking. And for you, I know there's fear of failure. We hear that all the time. You might be afraid to fail. You believe you can be afraid of success.
Of course. Absolutely. I think about that shit all the time. I'm like, yo, because I always like, I look at a lot of podcasters and like Angie Martinez, I love her. And I always be like, even Joe Budden, I listen to Joe Budden all the time. I'm obsessed with him, especially his podcast. And it's like, okay, these people had to go through so much shit. Mm-hmm. Like they had to go through people like, you know, rumors, drama, whatever. And it's like, are you ready? That comes with success.
Yeah.
Am I ready for that drama? What does your success look
like for you?
Okay. My success for me, and I was journaling about this, is like, I just want to be someone who impacts people, that motivates them to do the work on themselves.
Okay.
Like focus on the relationship with yourself. And then everything else around you is just going to like click. It's going to work. I feel like that's my purpose because a lot of people lose themselves in a lot of shit. And I have been that person. And when I finally woke up, it was like, oh shit, no, like if you continue to be in toxic shit over and over, it's a reflection of you.
Absolutely.
And the relationship you have with yourself. And people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. So it's like, once you realize that, you really start moving differently in a better way that's healthy for you. Absolutely. And I just want to be a person that inspires people to do that just by them looking at me doing it.
Wait, when you went on your break, did you lose sight of that? Was that purpose always an idea in your head before you went on your break? Or was that something you kind of honed in on during your break?
During the break, because then during the break, I noticed you start paying more attention to what you actually do when you don't have your phone to distract you. So like, for example, if I'm on my phone, then I can at least say, oh, wow, I spent 4 hours on my phone not doing shit. I just been in bed watching Netflix as background noise or whatever. When I didn't have my phone, it was like, okay, so I'm not going to lay in bed. But now what am I going to do?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, like you
usually it would be the phone. I don't have the phone now. So what am I going to do? Oh, shit.
You keep track of time better, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know what you're doing while you're doing it.
And and then I was seeing I'm not being productive with my time at all. And it's because I'm distracted by what? Like, why am I distracted? So that's when it's like, okay, no, let me organize. Let me hit the gym. Let me go grocery shopping. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to make my juices. I'm going to read this book. I'm going to watch this podcast and learn something. And I was being way more intentional with my time.
Okay.
And in doing that, I realized, wow, I've been neglecting myself for so long. No wonder why I've been feeling like shit and I've been moody and I've been like not really inspired to do anything. It's because I've been neglecting myself. And nothing comes from that. So yeah, I definitely feel like the break helped.
It's dope because you say you use social media with intent.
Absolutely.
And you found like you did things intentionally without social media.
Perception.
So that, perception.
Holy shit.
Look at what we do here at the least favorite.
I love that.
Killing it.
That was great. All right, so now we can get toxic. I just needed to have that moment.
We had a good 3 seconds of wholesomeness.
I just needed that moment.
What is the least favorite without toxicity? Yeah?
No, but you know what? This is an interesting episode because it's good that both of you know each other.
Oh, yeah.
So there's that. But then also, I'm in a room full of Leos.
I'm an Aries, but still fire,
Oh,
baby.
shit, fire signs. And I just feel like toxic had to be the theme.
Jody said 2 Leos and an Aries. It's got to be toxic.
Toxic has to be the theme of the episode.
And indeed it is.
Okay, so there is so there's a video I wanted to start with. I did not send this to you guys prior.
On purpose.
Ambush. But it's good. You'll have a lot to say, I'm sure.
This was a safe
place. On the internet, Instagram, or OnlyFans, or whatever the case might be, when we encounter niggas that say, for example, no, I want to meet you in person, we just automatically assume that you're broke as fuck and you can't give $20, you can't give $100, you can't give 1,000 or 5,000, whatever the amount might be. We just automatically think that you're a broke ass nigga or a stingy ass nigga. Yeah. So even if we see you in person, we no longer want to fucking see you. It's like, ew, it's this fucking nigga.
Where they saying this at? Where they saying this? In your DMs or what?
I'm lost.
I'm lost. You automatically think that they're a broke
like, well, for me and my girls.
Why do you get that?
Okay, Papa, you like me and you want to see me, all right. So when I gotta see you, I gotta get my nails done. I gotta get my hair done. I gotta get my makeup done. I gotta find an outfit. I gotta take the time to get ready. And I'm gonna see you for fucking free. You can't send me no money. You can't be like, okay, baby, here, because I am used to that. I'm used to niggas, like the niggas that I have dated.
They send it to you.
They send it to me like, mommy, here, get your nails done, get your things done. Because Caribbeans, at least me, Dominican, Puerto Rican, we are like that. We like to cater to our women. Here, baby, get pretty for me. Buy something for me. I want you to wear this color. I want you this. When you don't do that, you just be like, just pull up. I don't like to give money to bitches. I don't know. When I see you in person, broke. Well, I don't want to know. Stingy. fuck you. Because I'm dating. I'm single. And I don't give a fuck if you're fat, if you're ugly, whatever. I fall in love with money. You give me money, I just love you, puppy. You know, I like money. That's what I like.
That's what you think. I hear that.
My question, I wish I could ask her, does she consider herself a prostitute?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Essentially,
you sound like a fucking bum or a prostitute, whichever one.
Oh man,
even Netflix, you get a free trial with Netflix before you fucking have to pay for that shit. I'm about to pay you before I fucking see you. Yeah. That's insane.
Somebody go first. I'm about to lose it.
My jaw dropped.
Yo, she was wild. She caught me a little bit with the "I love you, Bobby," but you can't be blindsided, guys.
No. All right, gotta focus.
Jar, please.
What?
Okay, here.
Yeah, go.
Ant said something, and I want to add because I don't want women to feel attacked or like I play one-sided. Like I said before, typically
fuck that. Say what you want to say.
No, I am, but I'm just giving you a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I like to see things down the middle, and believe it or not, I actually check my men a lot more than I check women because it's easier for us to like fuck up. That being said, y'all be bugging. Like outright, like I say, like, and I hate using this term, but what Ant said, and it was a question. He's not stating that anybody, nor in that video or in life, is a prostitute, nor is he calling anyone that. But think about it. You want to do, like, you say you won't do anything unless you're being paid for it. Essentially,
yeah.
So my thing is, number one, if you're the gentleman in those DMs, you know what you're looking for. Don't be upset when you're like, what do you mean she wants me to pay her? You're talking to a girl who has OnlyFans. Like, that's what she does.
Real life.
You know what I mean? Like, be real. Also, like, the niggas set themselves up, number one. However, I am not the kind of person who is stingy with a woman I'm interested in at all. But if I get the feeling at any given point where there has to be money involved in order for me to even get your attention, chances are I probably don't want your attention.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if at first I do capture your attention and I get the feeling that you're going that way, I instantly back out. And you can call me broke, you can call me stingy, but it's like, at the end of the day, let's look at this. Let's look at all of, at least the men here, right? We work hard for our money, okay? We're able to sustain our own lives and we may be able to do things we want to do, right? But the truth is, we all have our regular jobs. Sometimes we do things on the side, like you promote, right? I've hosted myself. We're still working hard. No matter what it is you're doing, you're working hard for that money. If I'm going to spend it on you, it has to mean something. It has to be worthwhile.
Absolutely.
Not because you're demanding money for attention. I won't respond DMs unless you pay me. Then you ain't never gonna get a DM from me.
Real life.
Because it just doesn't make sense. There's a difference, and I read this somewhere recently. You're always going to spend money on people, whether you see it or not. But is it an investment or is it a bill? Right? And it's like, to me, that sounds like a woman that can be bought. And any woman that can be bought isn't worth having.
Hell no.
Jesus.
Right? That's all I'm here to say. However, don't settle for any, like, there's a difference between a bum and a dude who's trying, right?
Right.
You got a person who you're taking care of as a woman, however you deem so, and he's not taking care of you the same way. It doesn't mean necessarily, oh, he ain't pay my bill. No, he's taking care of you. Like, damn, I come, you always cook for me, you're chilling with me, you're spending time with me. I want to make sure you're enjoying your time. I want to make sure I take care of you, however it is that you feel comfortable that way, because I feel comfortable with you taking care of me. That's okay. But I'm not going to. So you telling me I don't pay for your hairs and nails? You're not going to get your hairs and nails done?
Facts.
And you want to see me too if we like each other.
That's what I was going to say, because I'm like.
Bummy to me.
Sounds bummy to me.
As a girl, I mean, okay, I'm a girl, so I can speak on like the process of getting ready. But I feel like if you're always maintained, if you had to go on a date, you're not going to have to do much. You know what I mean? Like, my nails for the most part are always done. My hair, it may not be like a blowout, but I can comb it nice and neat. I have good clothes. I can look cute. I can do makeup. Like, I think she was dragging it.
There is nothing wrong. In fact, you must take care of your lady. Your lady.
Yes.
Your girl. And when you're interested in somebody, after a time, you're going to obviously spend more.
What's the time?
Wherever you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Wherever you feel good with the person, if they're giving you.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, no, I'm trying to take you out. I'm not going to pay for your nails and your hair. I just asked you to come out. You don't want to come out? You don't come out.
Right,
I'm obviously going to pay for the date because I asked you out.
Of course.
Right? I'm going to make sure you get home safe. You're not driving, I'll pay for your Uber, whatever the case is. But no, I'm not doing it. Now, we've been dating for some time. I see. And by the way, asking is weird, but not doing what you got to do is also weird.
I was going to say, if she asks, is it weird? If
Absolutely
she's already your girl.
Oh, no. There's the difference. There's a time frame. There's a time frame. Y'all dated for a while. Well, a while may be 3-4 months. A while may be.
Does it matter what she's asking
No,
for?
she said the key word. Your girl.
Your girl.
Your girl is different. Your girl, we're not even excluding. We're excluding.
But is there
girl.
a budget?
as long as you
know what I mean.
When you get the sense that you're not like doing it like to like OD, but it's like oh, but you don't even have to add. There's chances like every man in this room at least. If we have it, we're in a solid relationship. Not no situation where you don't know, not no love triangle, none of that. You don't have to do anything. Oh damn, babe. Oh, you want to hang out Friday? Yeah, we can hang out Friday after I get my nails done. Okay, boom. Thursday, I'll send you money. It's not a problem. Right? It's not gonna be every time, maybe at that first.
Yeah.
But whenever you can, okay, get your nails done. Then you get your nails done. We hang out. We go on a date, whatever case. You don't have to pay. If at some point we go we go out and you're like, oh babe, I want this one. Cool, I don't mind. Because I'm like I want. First of all, I want to see what you're about. I definitely do tests. By the way, I don't know about you guys.
You have to.
I see what's up with you. I get into certain situations and see how you react.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because again. Are you a bill?
What do you
or are
do?
you an investment?
What kind of test?
Oh, things like
she wants you to give away game, bro. You
generally.
No, I'll tell you. It's stuff where like we notice. I can give away some of it. I'm not gonna give away the good stuff.
No, don't give away just a little
let's
tidbit.
say, okay, you coming over, we vibing, we starting to, we talking. You're coming over to hang out to the house, right? We know why you're coming over. Are you weird about it? Are you like do you or chill, have a little like cozy indoor date? Cool. Are you the type like, so you're gonna send me my Uber or are you gonna wait? Or you're just like, what's the address? You coming? I peeped that because I'm like, oh, she's coming. She's not expecting shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, shit.
And when you leave, same thing.
Really?
Now I might see what's up. And then if I see that you like playing around too much, I'm like, okay, I'll get you an Uber. But when I see you take care of all that yourself, you enjoyed your time and you just want to come, I'm like, guess who's getting an Uber next time? Like, I'm sensing that you're not here for that. You're trying to chill and you know that you're trying to hang out. I'm trying to hang out with you, but so are you with me.
That's a good test.
Right? Now let's say you're coming over. You know you're coming over. You're not spending absolutely anything. We get food. I'm paying for it, whatever the case is. So you have how your mentality matters OD.
Yeah.
And for the first couple weeks, couple months, you get the gist of how the girl is. Sometimes they might surprise you though. But that's that. I went on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. It's a podcast. Never apologize.
Was that on or off?
Yeah, what do you guys
no, you were definitely
thoughts?
on. Like I said, it's an investment. You want an investment.
It may be an investment.
Yes.
Right.
If I'm going to give money, it has to be an investment.
Do you test girls too?
I do, but I'm not telling you.
No, I said the simple one. I test a lot crazier.
You're not coming on my pod and not giving it up. I'm sorry. You have to say something. Yo, pause on that. That was crazy. I heard it. I was like, wait.
She sounds like just like the girl. If you come on my podcast, give it up. Like,
no, I'm not giving up game, but you have to. The same way you guys.
Okay, fine. Then
what? Girls test for sure. Absolutely.
You don't have tests. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna give up game too?
What do I do?
She's about to bullshit us. Don't even listen
to
this.
You know the ultimate test? No, the ultimate test is really my attitude. Like, if you can handle my attitude, I just
that's
like lay it on thick.
Yeah, it's not a test. It comes with territory.
That's full of shit.
But sometimes they do it on purpose.
You know what test is that women do?
What's
like
up?
You guys go out to dinner and be like, oh, well, let's split the bill. Yes,
bitch,
I
do that.
We splitting this bill.
I do that.
Oh, we
splitting this bill.
I do that.
He said absolutely.
I do the splitting thing.
It's like you offered, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
That's
People
crazy.
just have to be realistic and date within your range.
Yes.
However, you have to know these are the same type of women that eventually, at some point, they're like, yo, why can't I get a good dude? Because you're into dudes who think they can buy you. So,
and that's the crazy part, because that was going to be my point too, was it's definitely the demographic of men that are coming for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where she feels like she can demand money.
Because she gets it.
Yeah, but those men, I feel like they just lead with money. That's all they give. That's all they know.
Sometimes,
you know what I mean?
And we're men in here. There's certain people who have game and there's other people who don't have game. You have to use certain things to get people. Certain people use money
That's their game.
to get in their foot in the door is the money part. And then they navigate however they feel like they have to navigate.
I think that's the cheapest form of game, bro.
It is.
It's the easiest form of game by far.
Right, but anything that's easy is cheap.
But then it's not sustainable for most people.
It's not sustainable.
It's corny.
It's corny. I don't want to say corny, but it is whack.
I don't want to judge, because if that's how you have to move in order to get your foot in the door, that's just how it is.
You're using your tactic, but let me ask you this. Without money, are you getting, not the same, but maybe are you getting women without money? Because a lot of those dudes without money wouldn't do much. Because I see them and I'm like, I see like certain female friends of mine and certain guy friends that do that. And I'm like, this works? Like, you just gotta, that's it.
Let's be real. Like, there's a lot of bad chicks with, let's say, less attractive men. Women are attracted to a dude that's like funny and like confident. Yeah. They could bag chicks like
for sure.
Nothing. Like,
that's all I got, man.
That's what.
But but I think they attract more quality women.
Right. That's the point. That's
right.
The
so then I just feel like they're just made for each other. Like I feel like the guy that leads with money is going to obviously put himself in a position where he's attracting women who only care about money.
But that doesn't make them not quality women though.
It doesn't, but
for us, it might be like, that's not a quality woman.
No, that's true.
But for them, that might be like,
I guess quality women who think like this in the video.
Yeah. To me, quality has very little, to do with how you look, right?
No.
Those men, because men go for the physical, women go for the pocket in this demographic.
Scenario,
this demographic. So it's like, what they assume is quality is a bad bitch, a bad girl, whatever the case is, a girl who looks really good, who gets attention, right? Mm-hmm. What those same women consider a man of quality is a man with money, and not just money, because let's be real too. You gotta get it like that, or whatever the case is. And but I feel like, and I've myself have been in situations where, like, I see the type of girl that I think she is, because again, perception, right? You can perceive one thing and it's not necessarily that, and I'm like, maybe I'm not her type of guy. Not necessarily that I think like, but whatever. And for some reason, neither of us is looking at each other with those eyes of like, oh, I want to go for that guy, or I want to go for that girl. And we do end up doing something because we take away the like, I'm not going for you, you're not going for me. But then we start vibing, and it's a dope thing. And then
take away from all the other things that you might perceive.
And then you're like, okay, we're feeling each other. And it so happens when we get to do something and you experience something more dope, really. Like you're like, okay, you realize you're going for something that's not your type, let's say, which I don't believe that type thing is a thing, by the way. At least not so.
Those people that like think like that are traumatized. They're so traumatized from being broke and not having anything that every person that thinks that's what it is. Yeah. Think about like people who have money, they're not attracted to other people with money like that. They want like the love and stuff. Quality, those people are traumatized from being broke so much and not having anything. So anyone that just throws any little bit of money at them, they're just blinded by that. Right. It's like, this can take me out of my situation. And that's what it is.
That you'd rather be unhappy, but with a person with money, than very happy with a person who not even like broke. Just a person who has regular people money.
Yeah, that's like that phrase. I'd rather cry in a Rolls Royce than cry in a Honda or some shit like that.
I'd rather not cry at all.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Why are we crying?
I'd rather not cry at all.
Why are we crying?
So that topic always sparks something in me because like, and of course, most women like that see me talking. They're like, there goes a broke nigga. Absolutely. But I'm not spending, like, again, we work hard. If I could spend my money on somebody, do you think it's going to be somebody who thinks like you?
Not like that. No.
I want somebody who care about me, and even if it is physically, obviously, because you have to be somewhat attracted to the person you're with, at least me.
Something, a smile.
Yeah, something, man. Because you're going to be with somebody who you're like, not at all. No matter what you wear, no matter what you do, not even after you get a haircut, you're like, no.
I think this is our perception of
course, it is our perception
of this idea. I'm sure that if you brought somebody on who lives that lifestyle, who can pay for it, who basically can pay for it.
Yes. So like I watched on Netflix during my break. I was being very productive watching a reality show called Dubai Bling. Have you guys seen it on Netflix or anything?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, well whatever. I'm gonna be a girl right now. So on the show, they live in Dubai, obviously, and all of the couples, they're like either from Iraq or like Arabia, Saudi Arabia, and they all have money. Like they are dressed in designer head to toe. They're wearing crowns with jewels, and that's like their daily social. Like that's how they dress. Like we would never dress that way. And all those women, they just care about money. Like one woman was married and she was just asking, she was even mad at her husband. He buys her everything. She doesn't work. But she was mad at him because, they have push presents when you give birth. Have you heard of that before? So when women give birth, their husband or their partner is supposed to give them a push present. That's what it's called. And it's like a gift. Whatever, any gift.
Present for everything now,
so,
guys.
Yeah, so she got mad that he didn't get her a push present, and the baby was already like 3 months at this point, and she was like hounding him, and she had an attitude, and he was like, I buy her anything she wants. She has cars, she has this, she has a boat. Like, I don't even know what else to do for her because I give her everything. But you see, in that culture, that's normal.
Their lifestyle.
That's their lifestyle.
Right, their lifestyle, where that makes sense.
That makes sense for them, and he has a lot of money.
Is it sustainable?
For them, maybe.
For them, it might be. That's why I said if you brought somebody on who might live that lifestyle where money is not, and I'm gonna, for lack of a better term, money's not an object for them. And
it's not frowned upon if you have a lot and you want to be lavish.
They're gonna splurge. We see it all the time, Angel. We work nightlife. We've seen it.
Trust me.
There are the girls who There'll be a group of 5 girls who come outside and they're waiting for that one guy who has all the money and he's gonna come out and he's gonna pay for everything.
And what
they're gonna invite 5 friends and they're gonna be like, oh, you can pay for my friends at the door and all that.
And what are we thinking when we see that?
No comment.
No,
I think of it. I think of it as money.
Well, yes. But I don't want. I'm not telling you what El Capitan is thinking. What is Jar thinking in that?
Jar
moment?
as a man, as a regular man,
okay. Not the promoter guy.
Not the promoter.
It's all the same person, guys.
Yeah, it is.
I'm kidding.
No, it is. Answer the fucking question because you know what the fuck he's saying.
I'm not dodging it. For me, it's just not my lifestyle. I see it and I'm like, okay. I use a term. Get in where you fit in. That's where they fit in. That's how they maneuver. That's how they live. That's up to them. I can't really judge.
But you're not participating.
Absolutely not.
There we go.
Because I love the way this is going today. Perception is reality.
This is the name of the episode.
Yes.
Perception is reality.
Last time we did it, it was accountability, and this one is going to be perception.
Shout out to Jar's mother, by the way, if she ever here, because this was all you, Mom.
What?
Thanks. The perception is reality. Well, she brought up that term because she said,
absolutely.
It depends on the perception. It could be a stopper. So yeah.
And
shout out to The Undertaker. That's where I got it from, by the way. It was his Hall of Fame speech. He was like, perception is reality. Anyways.
So, wait, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like, it was on a 30-minute Hall of Fame speech, and I saw the whole thing. But it comes to the point where it's like, that's where I've learned to accept things more. And it's cool if you do it. That's just not what I'm into. So I respect it, right? Those girls, I would answer to them if they're like, answer honestly or give like the whatever answer. The whatever answer, not the whatever answer, it's more the accepting answer. Like, you wouldn't go for me, I wouldn't go for you.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's
fine.
But a lot of them think that that's the way to go. You know what I mean? Which for me it isn't. For them it is, and that's fine.
We could also think about it this way. They have their standard of men, and that's their standard of men that they're looking for. The same way we have our standard for the opposite sex and what we're looking for. That's just their standard. We don't necessarily agree with it, but that's just how they maneuver through life.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely. This brings me to the next thing. So we're not talking about giving money, but maybe just taking a girl out on a date, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel that if a man doesn't take a woman on a date, he's not interested in her?
He's thinking too much, but it's no. I mean,
he's just not interested in going on a date with her. He's interested in her
other things.
Home.
You're not into like there's levels to it, and again, look, because we're being transparent here. Like, I try to be as gentlemanly as possible, and like I'm never unkind. I think, but there's definitely levels where I try to voice my interests very much so, but it's like you should know, like, voice it. Of course, I recommend to all the men. Trust me, be honest, it works. I promise. It's surprised me with wonders, but you got to be straight up, man. Like, there's girls that you just want to have sex with. Straight up.
With intent.
There's intent. Right. There's girls that you want to have sex with, but you kind of fucking you digging. So you're like, okay, I kind of want to chill with you. You know, we could chill. We may go on a date or two. Then there's girls you want to date. Mm-hmm. All of this includes sex, I think.
All of it includes sex.
Let's not be around the bush here. But there's girls you want to date and you're like, I want to get to know you and do all these things with. Then there's girls who you full on know. You're like, I want you to be the mother of my children, please.
Wow.
That escalated very quickly.
Very quickly.
No, but you know, there's girls who you're like, I'm really feeling her. You know when you're really feeling her? Like, I want to date her to try to do more. Mm-hmm. Then there's girls you just kind of want to date and get to know. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Like, there's not much I need to
know. Do I have to take you on a date to get to know you?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. But it depends on how much you like the girl or how interested
and that's where I'm at. Because sometimes I feel like I have to get to know you. I meet a lot of women outside, like in nightlife. So I have to get to know you outside of nightlife. So sometimes it might be a month before we might be chatting for a month, I'm just trying to fill you out, see if it makes sense for me to even go on a date with you and all the other extra shit. I might be physically attracted to you, but you might be a fucking idiot, for lack of a better word. And then now I don't want to take you on a date.
So have you had girls, for either of you, have you had girls that immediately you knew you wanted to take them on a date?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But what is it? So like, what is it about that girl that would make you want to do that versus the other girl that you have to like text for a month? Like, what makes it different in personality traits?
I have a poor judge of character. No, I'm kidding.
It's the toxic ones that you want to take out.
Like, hey, do they meet these? All right, let's go on a fucking date.
It's like a thing, you know, deep down to my very soul. I'm a hopeless romantic, right? So there's just something, man. There's like a. It's happened to me. Of all my experiences with women, literally, I want to say a handful of times, maybe less. Where I'm kind of like you get my attention immediately.
Absolutely.
Whether it's like and they could be better girl or women who will be deemed like, these bad girls or girls who attract attention. But if I'm like locked in, and I might not accept or address the fact that like you get my attention, but I'm kind of like, no matter what I'm doing, I seem to be attracted to you. And I always kind of like, so right there is just kind of like, why? Of course I find you physically attractive, but there's more than that because I find all of these women here physically attractive, but I don't care much. It's the way you carry yourself. That's when you care about a little bit more. Right. It's the way you carry yourself. And Jar said it, we've worked nightlife. We see hundreds of women a night, right? And you see all these women walk in and you see how they dance. It's to the point where how you take off your jacket, how you position yourself in the table at the place you're at. How do you get when the waitress comes?
Look around.
How you look around, where you stand, how you're dealing, who you're with, and where you're positioned, how, like all of that stuff. Like when the hookah comes around, how do you act?
What the fuck you ordered a drink?
Right. What did you order to drink and how?
Oh, there's like, y'all really going in right now.
Yes, there's a difference to like the girl who's, straight face or whatever the case is. What I'm typically gonna be attracted to, you come in, you're being polite to the person who's serving you. You look pretty, you look well together, you look like you got your head on straight, you're worried about the people you're with. Meaning, come here, whatever the case is. You're very polite to the people who are serving you. You're kind, you're nice, but you're not doing too much. You're not seeking attention, but you're naturally
friendly.
You're not ordering Henny and Patron.
Right, you naturally get attention. And the drink might not be much, but I like, even if you do drink Henny and Patron, the fact that you're trying to start off slow. Or you're trying to start off, like all these things, like I'm like, okay.
Start off slow.
Like,
let me get 5 shots of Henny right now.
And you might, again, perception is reality. So that might not be the case. You could be the girl who orders 5 shots off rip, and you're the more level-headed person as opposed to the girl who's like, I'll just have a margarita to start.
You know what I mean? And it starts wilding.
But I pay attention to all those things, and it all happens like that. And you're instantly like, damn. And you get attracted, at least for me.
Your brain just calculates it, and it's just like, check.
Yeah,
good.
And you're like, okay. But then you if you're smart enough, you let the night progress.
Yes, and see where it goes.
See where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Alcohol will really tell you a lot about a fucking person.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
So yeah, I noticed that they're usually.
Okay. So the date thing.
True.
I'm trying to think. I want to be intentional with my response.
Here we go.
No, be intentional. No. I agree. I believe that, but I also feel like it's fucked up because if we're looking at it a little bit differently, a lot of women that I know, and I myself have done this, we will go on a date when we're not interested in a man.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really feel like dating means too much. I feel like it would have to be consistent, like effort over time. Why do you look confused?
No.
Why do you go on dates with people that you're not interested in?
Why do you even waste your time?
Before? Please.
You never done that before?
What?
Like I've gone out with women like
no, bro.
I've done it. I've just been like bored.
I just feel like girls, we just want and it's fucked up, but I'm gonna be honest. We just want the experience. We want the free meal. And we just want like the conversation. We just want to get dressed and do something.
Even if it's someone you don't like?
Yeah. It's like we can tolerate. Let's just have a good time. And then that's it.
I've never gone on a date with a person that I have no interest in. Like something intrigues me and I'm like, let me try it out, take you on a date. But never somebody that I'm like, no. I have to find you somewhat attractive or at least something intrigues me enough where I'm like, I want to take you on a date and see what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you are and if the vibe is there.
Yeah.
I'm still going out with like even the same.
But why did you then? For the same thing? Like just the experience, or you just want to
find something I'm attracted to, and then it's not like I'm going constant dating.
No, that's what I mean. You found something.
Yeah.
Like I might find something at that date just to see how it is, because I just might want to go out and just have a drink or something, and let's just chill, see what it is, and then
if it don't work out, because sometimes you even will go on a date with someone and you don't think it's gonna be anything.
And it might turn out to be some shit.
And it's like, oh shit, I didn't even think I was going to like you for real. I'm glad I came.
That has
happened. I'm glad
I try to be very intentional with the more effort that I'm putting into you, the more intentional that I am with it.
Yeah.
Of course. So it's like, remember, you're spending, it's your time, right? It's your time, it's your energy, and it's your vibe at the end of the day. So it's like you're literally, to some degree or some level, introducing yourself and being yourself with this person. You're spending time, which to me, more and more as I get older, is like, it's a currency that cannot be replaced.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I try to be as intentional, as straightforward as I can. And I'm not doing it if you don't interest me even. So even if we are already dating and at some point I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling this. This day and age, I try to just be like, oh, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
Because what are we doing here? I don't want to waste your time. I absolutely don't want to waste your time. And I don't want to waste mine. So, and I don't want to fake anything. I don't like to fake anything.
I can't fake shit. Yeah. I can't do it.
So if I feel like I'm forcing even slightly, Now you have to know the difference between like maybe, you know, putting a little effort or when you're forcing it. Just when you're forcing it, you shouldn't do anything forced.
Right.
Right. The day you're like, oh, Andrew, you want to come on this podcast? And I'll be like, I'm going to say yes because it's Natalie. That's even too much.
That's why I'm always like, if you don't want to, just let me know if this is too much. If you can't commit.
I specifically have a phone that's always charged, waiting for that text message.
Because I asked him, he's been a guest on like how many episodes now? It's been a lot.
It's been 2034 episodes.
It's been a lot of episodes. And I'm like, yo, if it's ever too much, you know, just let me know.
No, but
because again, you don't want to force it.
Like I told you, I don't know if it's, I don't want to bring up the age, but I'm getting to the point. I always make fun of him for being older. It's getting to the point where I'm like, I just want to do things that I want to do, and I want to be intentional about the things and not waste time. I'm still learning. For those of you who be like, know me personally, but I just want to be intentional with my relationships, with my friendships, with my business, with my projects, with my professional life and my projects, and anything I do. Because it's like, if you're just doing it to do it, then what's the point? Mm-hmm. You're wasting time.
Yeah. Okay, last topic. Have you ever gotten the girl that you wanted? Because we were talking about like different types of quality women. Mm-hmm. And then when you got her, you realized that she wasn't a good person.
Damn, that's tough. A good person is wild.
Good person is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Or
well, she was deeply flawed. In ways that triggered the fuck out of you.
Yes.
And you could not tolerate her for a second longer.
Yeah. Damn, but yeah.
I
wouldn't make it that harsh, but yes. I've been like, this is just not it. And then it's crazy because I know we may have all gone through this where you're just like, it may be a girl that gets a lot of attention. It may be a girl that, you know, a lot of guys are after. And you're like, you are too for whatever, your own personal reasons or whatever. And then you're kind of like, oh, not everything that glitters is gold, man. Like,
absolutely.
That's a rough one too. Because you may come out, me and Joe were talking about this in the kitchen before we started, like how I said that men are perfect at first, then they switch up. Women do it too. So at first they might be like, they're cool with everything and they're dope about everything and they're interested in everything you're into. Mm-hmm. And then they get you and you're in there and then they're like, yeah, stop doing that. And I don't like this.
I don't like this and I don't like that.
Which is whack to me. Like, just be yourself. I know it sounds, just be yourself. Because I'd rather know, like, if I know that you don't like something I like at first and I could work around it, that's cool. But what if I can't later on and I'm too deep in, then I look like a dick because I'm like, I'm not interested in you anymore.
Yeah.
So I absolutely have. It's humbling.
Super humbling.
To say the least.
I think of it, the way I think of it is there's so many different seasons to people. Like, you get them in their hot season, they're sad. Like, depending on what they're going through in their life, there's so many different seasons of people. So it's getting through those seasons. That one season I might really be into you, and then you might fall in love, and that's a whole separate season. You know how they have they had to like the honeymoon phase or different phases, different seasons, and then we're in a phase like we're in love, and now you're showing me a whole nother side of you that I did not know when we were getting to know each other and we were dating and we were liking each other. Now there's love involved, and now this totally different person.
Yeah.
Not that I run. I don't run from that, but it's
a drastic change.
It's a drastic change, and it takes time to get to know someone. Because it's funny, because when you get to that point, you think like, yo, you're in love. But it also, for me, it's harder. Like you said, it's harder to change once we get to that point. Yeah. Like, we're like, now we're in love, and now it's fuck. Now you're saying something that I've always done, you don't like now, because now that you're in love with me, you don't want to see me do it.
And we've been in it for 4 or 5 months, and you've always been cool with it.
Exactly. Or you might say, I have certain traumas. Now that I'm in love, it opens up different traumas now.
Because now I care more, so now I'm more vulnerable. And I don't like this.
Exactly. So now I have to figure out, even as for myself, I have to figure out, how am I going to navigate this? Because I always try to, I've learned this more recently, is to make it a comfortable space for people to like work through their traumas. Because everyone has traumas, and it opens up at different levels in your life. But trying to work through it and making it a comfortable space where you can allow somebody that you love to kind of work through their traumas and feel comfortable enough to do it without triggering them to go back into old habits and shitty habits.
Absolutely. It's important to consider. Consideration is a big aspect that I don't think people think about. Consideration towards the other person and yourself in a situation.
And that's it too. Because I'm a huge believer in not compromising who I am as a person. In order to make someone else happy. Because at the end of the day, I'm not happy.
Then you're unhappy, yeah.
Unless I feel like, you know what, this makes me a better person. And that might not be my first initial thought. That might happen after, you know what? We're not talking anymore. We broken up. Let's not talk anymore. I might be like, fuck. The realization comes after, but it might not be in the moment. You have to give yourself time to kind of work through that.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on both sides of the coin with this because I've definitely, I mean, obviously I'd never dated a girl, but I've definitely had partners that it was like, no, this was just a shitty person. But I've also been the shitty girl to a partner.
What makes you shitty though?
I think it was what Angel was saying. The lack of consideration for other people. And like you said, I'm bratty. Like, that's not a secret. I know that about me, though. I'm aware enough about me to know that. So I think when not checked, like when I was younger, I wasn't really trying to be aware of like how I came off or the things I would say or how I would trigger other people. It was just like, no, you did this. It was very gaslighty, very manipulative. And no, but it's true. And then, you know, you end up kind of always feeling like there's like a void too, where like you're trying to like be better, but you don't really know how to be better. And then you end up like sabotaging everything around you because of the way you are. And that realization is kind of like, oh shit, I'm the issue here.
Yeah.
I'm the one that caused this. And I think that's where like the flip side of what you were saying something, and I lost it. What was the last part that you said? Do you remember? Oh, not compromising yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you end up, then you go through for me, I went through a transition of like, okay, so in order to be good, quote unquote, as a person, let me just compromise myself. Let me just like try to like appease everyone around me. Let me people please. And then it was like, wait, but that doesn't work either because like you said, now I'm not happy. So why am I doing this? So it's like constant work, but I think now it's like getting to a place where I'm just aware and I could just work on it and continue working on it. And that's really it.
It is not your responsibility to make other people feel comfortable, secure, happy, or any of that shit.
None of that.
I think you have I think you have some responsibility. Yes. I don't think you're totally void of responsibility. When you're dating someone, you do.
Nope.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely not.
How?
Because I'm gonna just let you know exactly up front who I am, how I am, and what it is. That's you if you want to deal with that shit.
Okay.
I'm just being straight up upfront with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, if I'm dating anyone that knows I'm doing a podcast and they don't like it because I'm working with like Natalie, I'm going to be upfront with that person up front.
Why is that an issue?
I'm not going to be, no, I'm just saying. It's just, well, I'm just saying, like, I'm just using that as an example.
I know.
So that's just something that can make someone feel insecure or not comfortable. Absolutely. And it's not my responsibility to every time I go to record or do something with you, now I got to like, make you feel secure about yourself.
Okay, I understand that.
You get what I mean?
I understand that.
Because if not, you're going to have to do that with everything constantly, all of the time. And that's just one like little small thing, but then that goes into other things. When you go out and do something else, you're going to be insecure about this. So you can't have that like to make someone happy all the time.
I get where you're going on the extreme where they like you go off of their insecurities. So
because reason why I'm saying that is because I'll just use an insecurity as an example because you doing something makes this person insecure. So if you don't do it, makes them happy.
Right.
That's like now it's like fucking sucks.
Right. So a few points to touch on. You should never compromise yourself while being with another person, but compromise is necessary. Absolutely. Not compromising yourself, but compromising and meeting the other person halfway. So yes, you should tell the person how you are straight up off rip. However, if you're going to be in a sustainable relationship and you want longevity, there are certain times where you might have to compromise and adjust a bit. You know what I mean? So it's like you're doing your podcast. The person has to understand you're doing the podcast off rip. But you shouldn't make the person secure in the sense where it's like you're not going to stop podcasting because that person feels away. But you should do other things where you're letting the person know and making them feel as if you're okay and they're okay with you while you're doing this.
Like maybe more communication during...
Being communicative, reassuring them. It's not always falling to every whim of a girl, especially girls, because they're very demanding with certain things. But you definitely there's a time and place when you should. It's just not always. Honestly, I don't believe it's often, given if there's like a lack of logic and stuff like that.
Absolutely,
but definitely it is partially your responsibility to make that person feel secure with you. They should feel secure within themselves.
Correct.
But if you're going into the relationship, you shouldn't do anything that should question that security, and that includes compromising. Like, let's say if to some degree, they want to know more about your past to make them feel more comfortable. That's fine. You should be able to open up about your past and let them know how things went in order for them to understand a bit more. That might make them feel more secure. You know what I mean?
I don't even think so.
At the same time, it's also like Jar mentioned something about people in seasons. Sometimes you may fall in love with somebody at some point of their lives, and then you might outgrow, because you outgrow that version of yourself. Everyone might not evolves. Be fit for that person.
Absolutely.
Let's say an example. Let's say we start dating and you're going through some stuff and I'm going through some stuff, and we're like madly in love because we understand each other. But then I start healing and I start growing out of that, but you don't. So now I outgrew the self of that you fell in love with. Now there's two things you can do. You learn to love that version of me, and you try to grow, because it's what you have to do for me is just learn to love that version of me. What you have to do for yourself is try to outgrow whatever thing is holding you down for you, which will in turn probably help you learn to love me. But people think that it's like, okay, we're happy as fuck at the beginning. Like, people do change.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And
I'd be scared if you don't change.
Right. And it's like, bro, like 2 years ago, I didn't even like fucking onions, and I started eating onions. And then you might have an ex who comes to like, no, he doesn't like onions. And then the girl I'm dating, she's like, he loves onions.
He loves onions, bitch. What the fuck you talking about?
Could you imagine? I'm just gonna be like, okay, can I just get the fucking onions? So it's like you have to grow. People grow on them. Like, if you're with a person and they stay the same as when you first started dating them, that's probably a problem.
Absolutely.
So you have to learn to adjust and love those people. That's longevity. Like, if you stick by like, oh, Jar's changed. I'm like, well, you started dating Jar 3 years ago. Right. So, that happens. You would hope. Yeah. It's either you find out how to love Jar as he is now, or you just find another person.
Yeah. Wow. How are you guys feeling?
I feel great.
Need another hookah.
I was just about to say that.
We're going to do that. All right, guys. We are done. Thank you guys so much. This was amazing, as always. Do we have any last minute words? I don't have any.
Perception is reality.
Perception is reality. Yes. Thank you.
Be intentional. And don't be bratty.
Be bratty, bitch. Got everything you fucking want. You held the hookah the entire time. So you can't support something that's positive, something that's uplifting people, empowering people,